business deal, and I'm like, fucking send it, dude. Let's. You want that software? Let's do it. $1,000, $2,000. Let's fucking rip it. This contest. Oh, it's gonna cost us $30,000. Let's give it a go. Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast. We talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, and challenging norms. I almost tried to say what episode it is today. Not a fucking clue.
We record them, baby, but they don't go out. They don't go out. We got the cue.
Dude, did you ever make a time capsule as a kid?
No, Pop. Did you, Pop?
All right.
Was that your thing?
I think we were time capsule kids, and we buried one in the beach next to my house, but I don't know what happened to it.
We should get a metal detector and dig it up. What's in it?
I don't know. I could have been dreaming. I actually have no idea if it was reality or not. But, Belky, couple things. One, I got a cool idea. What if we start every pod with a risky, fired off sort of text, and then we return to it at the end of the pod, see what happens?
Oh, that's a cool idea. Like, oh, that's a good engagement idea. What's an
how about
example?
that?
Like yesterday was the landlord.
Right now. With Shaan.
With Shaan.
Hey, haven't seen your subscription. What's the hold up?
So this is kind of funny. I just tweeted about, and then we're gonna talk about something, Pop, something. I know we got to talk about something. I just tweeted, we got all these extra animators as we've been talking about here on the pod. Anyone want one? And Shaan Puri emailed us almost immediately. LOL. And there's just a screenshot of the early Clip.co website, and the whole FAQ is broken. It just says like lorem ipsum. I put I put LO
You manually typed
ipsum.
out?
Yeah. That's why there's question marks. I didn't know how to spell it. I fixed it. I finished the FAQ. It's no longer the case.
Hey, fuck yeah, techie and copy. Hey, I looked and I'm on red for the last message, so you're gonna have to do this one. I can't double text. We're just nuke boosting each other because you were the message right before that, but it looks slightly worse.
I am. What do you want me to record my screen for the B-roll? Is that how this works?
We'll just take a photo after.
Okay, we'll take a photo after.
Shaan, so
I'm gonna text.
Yeah.
Wait, your email or your phone number, Dylan? I text your email these days, I think.
No, what do you mean? It's in the MF. Use the
My
MFM to the moon.
Okay, MFM. Hey, we'll get to Pop. What are we talking about today?
Here's what we're talking about today. We have 20 animators. Ask me a question, then cut me off.
This is the problem with the risky text. We got to come up with it live on the air.
No, dude, I have it. It's baked in.
Oops. Was that a oops?
Oops.
Yeah, dude. Hold on, bro.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Shaan.
Hey, I like your Wi-Fi today. It's ripping.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of downtown Ohio. It's really nice. At Shaan. I got full LTE, I think. At Shaan. Didn't see your clipped subscription come through yet? Question mark?
If it were you, I'd say what the fuck question mark, but it's not a if it were you. I also thought what's the hold up? I just like the plain question mark. Keep it simple.
All right. So hey, stick around. We're texting Shaan Puri.
We'll see what happens.
New format ideas. I like it.
Hey, I come with ideas to this podcast. I contribute because I wasn't making an FAQ today. What I was doing, though, was stressing my fucking balls off again because we have 20 people, probably more. I don't know. I can't really count a lot of them. And we're just running little experiments on everybody, seeing what's happening. Yesterday, we had a panic attack trying to figure out what Clip is.
He responded, but don't we have to save that for the end of the episode?
Wait.
But also,
He's kind of fresh on the line.
It's funny. I was just putting my phone in front of the antenna so I could get better data, over there.
Of course.
And
the living room.
I saw Shaan Puri, so in the living room.
Well, wait. Just check if it warrants a response or if you just read it off at the end.
Well, so I already read what it is. Do we want to keep people around? Second off, Shaan doesn't always respond. So do we hit him while he's clearly on his phone?
Get him while he's hot.
What did he say? Texted again. I do have a use case in mind. Maybe 2. How about 4? So how many
text him, how about 4?
So how many vids do you get per week for the subscription? You want me to do how about 4?
Well,
no. How about 20? Hey, it's in the FAQ. I'm gonna tell him I fixed that.
Well, what's he trying to make?
Hey, he won't stop. He won't stop, Pop. This is the problem with the new format.
He's ripping. He's ripping.
Pop, I fixed the FAQ for him. So is this true?
He's screenshotting Build Weekly. I told you to change that. You might get whatever. I'll let him
No, he's not
Build
gonna
Weekly.
know. Pop. So in the FAQ for how much content one editor can make, I said we have each editor aim for 1 full podcast episode per week, 2 vlogs per week, or 3 60-second clips per week.
Why would it be 1 full podcast? We do that in like a day.
Because most people shoot once a week. I'm
gonna pay $1,000 for 1 podcast.
So should it be 2? But who has 2 a week?
You gotta
MFM.
Just say what you trying to make, or something like that. But just manual it right now. Hey, this is what happens when we're trying to sell. Y'all get the behind the scenes.
This is why we're here on the episode. But now,
why can't you type what you're trying to make? Get him while he's hot. He's screenshotting.
Well, because what's funny is he sent the FAQ that was broken in email, and where it said lorem ipsum is his same question he has now.
Why are you waiting?
Fixed.
Why are you waiting? Text him what you trying to make.
What you trying to make? Hey, how many podcast episodes a week?
They could do 3 podcast episodes a week.
3? Okay. 2 vlogs, 3 clips. So
I don't know. I mean, we could say 2 and anchor low and over deliver.
Yeah, let's just say 2 for now. Pop, the problem with doing this live on the air is you got to think and be entertaining.
No, I gave up on entertaining. I given up. I gave up on entertaining.
Okay, we can carry on now.
Hey, I'm gonna put noties on just in case. The one time I've taken off Do Not Disturb in probably the last year. So, what do we want to talk about? Well, yesterday we had this panic attack. If you haven't watched that episode, watch it, because we are questioning what is Clipt. What is everything that we do? Are we animators? Are we editors? Why do we have 20 animators without a job that we're currently employing for a 2-week experiment? We didn't know what was going on. We had this big issue where...
Hey, look at this. There he is.
2 big issues. One, Belky almost bled out yesterday, and I was messaging him, and he wasn't responding. And I always wonder, at what point should I contact his parents? Or Athena. Probably that would make more sense.
Yeah.
More important problem
go
than Belky's
Athena,
health.
then go to my dad, and then do my mom last.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
though she's the doctor.
It's kind of in, like, who's going to react. Isn't that funny?
So sorry. Go to dad first, then Athena, then my mom.
But Athena's in person. Doesn't matter. You're okay. You get a nice little patch sponsored. The main problem was we posed this 2-week contest to our Clipt certified animators. Basically, people we told we would hire to Smart Nonsense Media, then like, hey, actually we're Clipt, and it's still kind of a company, and now we're like, actually it's less so a company. more so a platform. We'll give you work when we have it. But we've been just dragging them along for the last couple of weeks without paying them. We're like, yo, let's just get them working on something productive. What we thought was productive was this clip contest. That contest is let's make viral content. Why? Because in the past, our content is dope, but it's getting outperformed by mediocre editors, even people that aren't editors, just throwing up random clips, and they're getting a lot more views. And then the people that we have, we're creating dope content, but it doesn't get the same amount of views, so they cancel. That's the big issue we're trying to solve. Plus, get these people hired. So hopefully we go viral in a couple clips. They see the outro that's like, hire more editors at Clipped. And then they do that. What happened? Day one, we had, let's call it 20 animators ripping on this, like, make the most viral content. We give prizes every single day, at the end of the week, at the end of the second week, and the overall grand prize. And it was a lot of money, especially in Filipino dollars. Never mind in our own money. Like, I would like to win the prize, honestly. It's probably more than you make every month. So what happened? We checked yesterday morning, and there were 12 clips, 12 reels uploaded out of the 20 animators working on the contest. Keep in mind, every day there is a prize to whoever gets the most views. So that means 8 of these people didn't even try to throw out a clip to potentially win. Oh, there's Shaan. Fuck. Uh-oh, he said 2 ideas. That sounds like a fucking brain blast is about to come.
Oh. Yeah, it
all right,
is.
we'll circle back in a second.
That's how you set up a brain blast.
2 ideas. You know, what do I say? But in all caps.
In all caps. I'm like,
you gotta watch out for that.
Let him blast.
Or the
let him
or.
Blast.
A big or. Crazy idea. So it was blowing our mind. We're like, why didn't you even submit a clip? You don't know what's going to go viral. At least have a chance of going viral. But we're anchored, and we kind of started out with like 2-day turnarounds for all these edits. And it slowly over time went to like a 4-day turnaround. And like 4 days for a clip that may get no views seems ridiculous. So we're trying to find this middle ground of how
it's
long
ridiculous
should it be?
On so many fronts. It's expensive. Right. It's a time commitment. And then if you are the customer, it's also like, we can hardly get out 1 clip per week. That's $1,000 clip. And I have a new brand, it's going to get 6 views. That ain't right.
It's dangerous. So we're somewhere in this, like, okay, 1 clip a week in most cases. Maybe not like Naval. Naval, it's warranted, but he is the absolute extreme. Like Naval and Super Bowl ads can take like a week or longer. But we don't want to do that for the most part. The majority of people should be less than a week. What is that number? And we've had this issue of anchoring for the longest time where everyone comes in, seeing our clips, and like, that's what we have to do. And there's this little inter-competition between animators of, oh, you don't want to animate less because that looks like you're being lazy. Yeah.
I got Shaan
I ain't talking
now.
to you. I'm talking to the audience.
I got Shaan now.
Hey,
I don't know
I'm
about
competing
this
with
new
Shaan.
format.
Hey, I know.
It's itching.
I'm kind of curious.
It's a bug.
Oh, me too.
It's itching.
In and out. Oh, fuck. Hold on. You want to read it out loud?
It's good. 2 ideas. 1, when I invest in a company, I want to make a clipped. Notice the T.
Oh!
Notice the T. Telling their story or why I'm investing. He does about 40 deals a year. So that's like a clip a week. And he has a backlog of 50. So that's a whole year's worth of content. 2.
He has a backlog of 50? What's he been cooking up?
He's got no editors. 2, I started a new project called The Milk Road. Daily email about crypto.
Oh, you know I follow.
And I'm going to turn every day's news into a 10 to 30 second TikTok style vid. He says, might just hire a creator to do this. What does that mean?
Do it for him. Like, he doesn't have to actually
to be
talk.
the face of the thing.
Personality.
Yeah, he should.
Right.
No, I mean, he could be it. But so he wants essentially a daily TikTok, and he's got 50, like, more like vlogs for why he's investing in a company. Right? So I'm seeing a daily, well, this is going to get to what we're talking about today, quantity versus quality. I'm seeing like a daily TikTok animator or editor. I don't know. This is all confusing. Just based on like what do we do? What did these experiments show us the last few days?
What? I think we just tell him, hey, you're gonna need one animator if you want to make these videos dope. Like, I just be like, depends on the dopeness of the clips. Oh God, I love that he said.
But that depends on our experiments. What we're about to talk about.
No, but here, okay. Maybe we'll ruin the takeaway, but I think there's merit. It's not really a takeaway. It's like, oh, the thing we've been doing for the last year, there's some merit there. We thought,
there's
the
punchline.
There's the punchline.
Okay. Here, let's talk about that because I actually don't think Shaan's going anywhere. It's quite a big...
dude, let's just get him always on the hook. Let's get him on. And have a backlog of...
It's more thought out that I can't talk and tell him.
You're kind of right.
Look at you. Let's talk about... So we did the whole podcast on yesterday's findings.
You're telling me.
Let's talk about the other end of the spectrum.
We got him on the line, dude.
Give me 10 minutes on the pod, Pop.
Hey, we can do this in post. Let's just focus, and we can cut it after. Angel can cut it after. Let's focus for like 2 minutes. Get a response.
All right, Pop. We're back from post-production central. Angel, thank you for the cut. What did we cut out there? 4 minutes? Pop, the new format. It's tough. It's really tough. It's hard to get in the flow. We recorded yesterday on the first day of the experiment. You were talking about the issues we're facing. Should we talk about... We went to the other end of the spectrum for experimentation.
God, the format backfired, and it kind of like properly fired. This is actually the ideal, is he responds immediately.
Well, we weren't supposed to check. Now the problem is no one's going to make it to the end because the episode is so disjointed from the new format.
That's the risk we take. That's the risk we take. Hey, this is a good episode because you get to see that was clearly interesting. Potentially one of the 20 animators were finding a home. We're trying to figure out how do we find a home for the rest of them. What we realized, first day of the experiment, to recap, we're spending too long on our edits, we think. So yesterday, we're like, let's get rid of this anchor where we think we have to spend 3, 4, 5 days on an edit. That's overkill in the majority of cases, we think. Where is the line? Should it be you spend 2 days on an edit? 1 day? 1 hour? What is it? So we're trying to figure out how do we just force function the whole team, like forget everything you know. Today, we're going to do something differently. Originally, we tried to do it where the incentive is that you're going to put out a lot of content because it's really a crapshoot virality. So put out as much as you can. They didn't do that. So like, okay, we're going to force it. Today, as in yesterday, we told them, you have to do 10 clips. 10 fucking clips.
We're done with quality.
Figure it out.
Figure out the quantity.
It's really... I was at first like, oh my God, is the team going to panic? Because this is so radical. They're not used to kind of taking things to the extremes to find the middle. And that's what we wanted to do is like, it's somewhere on the spectrum. We're on this side and we're trying to go like little by little. That's not working. Let's just go to the other extreme, force it, see what that looks like, adjust today, which we're going to talk about the results and how we move forward from there. But we just wanted to see what would happen. And we're spending a lot of money every day, like several $1,000s a day, just kind of testing these things.
I actually feel good about this experimentation. I feel like this led to something, at least in my mind.
My concern, though, is we could probably do this experiment with like 2 editors instead of 20.
Yes, sir.
So it's like...
yes, sir.
We didn't need to yesterday make 200 clips. We could have and crash Instagram.
Let me tell you, the first thing I did when I woke up this morning, like yesterday, is I went straight to TikTok.
Same.
Lo and behold, there were 200 clips.
Were there actually? I didn't count.
I didn't count, but like pages
There were a fuckload of clips.
and pages and scrolling of clips. There was a lot of clips.
That's good news. We went on Instagram, or I went on Instagram at least, and I saw, wow, there aren't as many clips. What happened? Instagram's like, hey, that's real sketchy what you doing. I don't like what you doing. And they shut us down. So we're going to have to figure out how to post there, because the interesting thing is TikTok, all of these pretty much have 0 to 5 views. No views.
Nothing.
Versus Instagram, a couple tend to get a few thousand views. And we're like, oh, that's good. So it would have been nice if this experiment worked on Instagram instead of TikTok. But it goes to show TikTok isn't as easy as we thought. So what do we want to talk about? One, I want to talk about the results of this experiment, what you think about it, and then strategy going forward, because the big question mark that we're kind of avoiding with these little experiments is how the hell are we going to find homes for these 20 people, because we feel guilty because we hired them as if they're going to be part of the agency, but we're no longer an agency. So how do we make that work? Step one, Belky, what did you notice about the edits?
The first thing I noticed is they still don't look like native to TikTok.
Yeah.
They're all still sitting, the speakers in a square with rounded corners on some like smart nonsense media textured background.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not native to TikTok. For what it's worth. On top of that, when we're cranking out quantity, I thought like the hooks weren't very good. There was no payoff in the clips. There was no story brand. There was no story in the clips. And there was no context. So I was watching them often feeling like, what am I watching? So this doesn't look like native to TikTok. And also, what am I watching? There was one really great one. Yeah, I wrote animated background as a dead giveaway. There was one about iPhone. The Steve Jobs design, how he designed the box or something.
Oh, that was great. I was wondering how
like,
much of that was
that's
our
native.
editing versus theirs.
What do you mean?
I wondered if that was the video,
Right.
the YouTube video that was edited that way, or where did we step in and edit?
But hey, it was the only one that I thought actually looked like a TikTok. So that was cool, and it had a couple likes and 25 views. So
really quick, what I think is funny there is, with the iPhone, are you talking about not the Mac one with the dongle? You're talking about
that one
the
too.
other one.
That one too felt like a TikTok, mostly because they were full screen, native 9:16, not over some background.
Well, the funny thing, one, you said dead giveaway before, and I find that so fucking funny that when we say amateur pro, which is what we've been telling the team, we want to make it look as if the speaker edited this video themselves, but in like this pro way where they just happen to like take a bunch of courses and could do well, but not like they went to school for 10 years on how to video edit and they're doing these crazy animations. That's the goal. And it's funny because we're literally trying to hide the fact that we're editors. Like it's the giveaway. So yeah, exactly. My first thought too, whenever I saw the frame, I'm like, oh, this was edited in fucking Premiere or After Effects. This clearly wasn't edited within TikTok, which is the native thing that we're talking about. It looks like it could be edited there. That's why I also loved when we defaulted to text, the bubbles, like TikTok looking text bubbles appealed to me most because I'm like, oh, this is what TikTok defaults to if you're trying to edit this yourself. Along with a couple others that reminded me of Instagram Reels when it's just simple text, like things that looked normal. There were a couple cool ass text effects. Got it. I guess I should like reference them or something.
That's an interesting idea. It's like, what if, okay, I don't know if we're going to do this, but it's like, maybe clients would want this too, but it's like, you can cut the video outside of TikTok, but you need to do any text and music inside the native TikTok app with TikTok's tools.
Right. I think that's what we're talking about. Like native, like there's nowhere in TikTok is it like reduce the size of the video and have this animated background. I haven't edited TikTok, but I imagine that's not an option because I've never seen that. So first thing, my first big takeaway was, have it be native, as in have a big ass face in HD. There, that is it. Full screen
9x16.
9x16. Full. No frame, none of that. And just keep the little watermark if you want, but don't have it within the frame.
Even the watermark, I was like, okay, so there's a dead giveaway. This person's already on a background, so it's not native to TikTok. And then I see the Clipped logo. So I'm like, what's the agenda here? And then because we had them do 10, but these clips were like 8 seconds long, and before you know it, the Clipped outro comes in. And I'm like, flags everywhere.
What's your alternative then to the outro and watermark?
I don't know. I think remove them and just go full portrait mode.
And just hope. I liked the outro.
I like the outro too.
I liked them both. I didn't really mind them.
When have you ever seen an outro on those though? On those platforms. The goal is a loop.
It's only when it's a large media company I feel like maybe I've seen it, but otherwise no. Yeah, it's a good point, but it's also like, where's the cost benefit of how do we make sure people know that they can hire editors? Not necessarily a big deal. But that was the biggest thing, just making it look native. We didn't add music on any of them, I noticed, which is interesting.
I caught maybe one or so.
Oh,
yeah,
did you see the Stan Lee edit where he was talking about the edit incorporated Stanley was talking about comic books, and it had a comic book graphic in the background. And I should just pull it up.
I just saw how many views it had on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah, it got a lot of views. Well, I don't know if it was this one, but so one, he's big, full screen. I like the text effect there, and I didn't mind this. That looks great to me. But then there were a bunch where it's like
it was something like, you ever read it's all like Malcolm Gladwell's was it Malcolm Gladwell? Blink.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, we make decisions in split seconds at first glance.
Right.
Intuition.
Oh.
I was even just scrolling through our own clips. I was like, I couldn't bring myself to watch any of them because of those dead giveaways. I'm like, I don't even want to watch this as an experiment. It's like, it just didn't feel native.
Right. That's what's funny is my first round, I did 2 passes on all the TikTok clips. The first round I went through and I liked every video that stuck out to me. I'm like, oh, I like this. This is nice. But I spent a lot of time on each one, and then I tried to like dissect with each video. Oh, why don't I like this? Why don't I like this? And the second pass, after I did kind of like the notes version, was just, let me scroll through fast and just see what would I stop for? Like, what stops the scroll? And I was like, oh, Stan Lee's was cool because it starts out full screen. That iPhone one, Clips. Hold on. Oh, another Patrick Kent. I love this Clip cash, but I don't know if his credit card's getting declined or not.
Yeah, I was messaging him.
Like, this is the text I was talking about.
Oh, he said done. We have this zap that texts us when we get a new subscriber, and the last 2 days it's just been people getting declined cards, so that's been super fun. It's like, you have a new subscriber. We go to Stripe, it's like, failed. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a blue ball. This, where it's like the bubbles.
Yeah.
Like, it looks kind of edited, but I don't mind it that much. But then you're scrolling, you're like, that doesn't look native.
Nope.
Not native.
Nope.
Not native.
That was close. That one was close. This was really close. This was so close.
So close, but that little frame. Not native.
No.
Kind of. He looks really good here. The text looks funky. I don't like the emoji text. No.
There's Trump, baby.
Almost. No.
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 This almost. This is kind of cool.
You know, high production. You could get away with that. A lot of those. These had bad context.
Oh, this was the one you're talking about.
Yeah. I was like, this looks like a TikTok.
This.
Okay.
Yeah. But
the music, the hip hop, it
looks
cuts.
like this guy made a TikTok and we just stole it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, this one was kind of cool. I like the text effects.
That also looked like a TikTok. But I didn't know what was going on.
This one was kind of
all right,
good.
you get the point. You get the point. Barely
Sorry,
any.
I get Asperger's sometimes.
Are
this was the.
It just goes on and on and on.
we have a friend that did that with embarrassing videos of me, and it went on for 5 minutes. So I'm glad you told me to stop there. But point being,
at the dinner table, he had fuck him. Sorry, don't fuck him. It's not worth diving into. Sorry.
So basically, the takeaway from all of this is, if we're gonna do TikTok, make it look native. But there is a place where animation can look native. We haven't quite found it yet. There are a couple examples where we can start playing with this idea more. Like that video that we showed, the iPhone one that you were talking about. Let me just pull it up again.
It's also a great hook. None of them had a proper hook like that.
Like that right there. Granted, that's probably just B-roll.
Big speaker saying a hook.
Right, what was that hook? That was phenomenal.
The iPhone something is genius.
Oh, iPhone's packaging is genius, and that's the title text. Oh, that is good. That's just someone that gets TikTok. It's like, oh, clearly they know how to do this. So, point being, most of us, anytime animation shows, you just immediately want to swipe through because it's not native. So how do we make it native, but still make it native premium, this amateur pro that we've still been trying to figure out? We did 10 clips, which is effectively 50 a week. That's way too much. We don't want to do that. How do we scale that back? It's somewhere between 1 and 50. The experiment, we're like, okay, I think it's not even close to 50. We thought it was pretty close. Yesterday, we thought it was a lot closer to 50. Maybe it was like 20. Today, I'm thinking it's closer to like, well, Belky, you say your number. I know my number already. What do you think is like the rough range of clips per week that an animator should do?
3.
Yeah. 3 to 5. I was like, yeah, 3 to 5, at most like 1 a day.
For all the reasons we outlined at the beginning, it's like one's not going to cut it. For Parkinson's law, for the editor, for clients feel like they're getting good work done. Also, yeah, like if you have one project per week, it doesn't even allow you to, what did I say yesterday? It's like, it makes it that much harder to get time off. Because let's say we have an animator, they ask for Thursday and Friday off. They haven't gotten a clip out that week. Then you go to the client and the client's thinking like, I'm paying $1,000 for this week. You need 2 days off, and we haven't even gotten a single piece of content out.
Right. Versus if you take time off, we're not gonna. It's gonna be a wasted $1,000.
Sure. Versus my daily vlog, I'm like, Ken's off, fine. We still got 2 videos out this week. Wi-Fi wasn't working. Like, I don't know. Slightly more content feels like a win.
This happened to us with YouTube with Zach from The Untold. He wanted us to do these amazing videos, like Vox style videos, which for them probably takes up to a month. For us, it was taking a similar amount of time. But when it's a month, there's no iteration, no feedback cycle. So like the beauty of this is we can iterate so fast. We do the experiment in 1 day and we're like, oh, it's so apparent when you scroll through 100 of these that this is what we're doing wrong. You can't do that when you get 1 clip out a week. The iteration cycle is so slow and it's just not rewarding. So the beauty is, hey, let's do 3 to 5 and we can get to perfection a lot faster. Again, through iteration, not revision.
Yeah. Well, so we had this conundrum yesterday. Like, what are we? And I woke up today after this experiment thinking, okay, quantity is not the answer. And actually, there is a reason we have the best production value. It is good. There is a reason people came to us the last year for that. We should keep doing that. That was crystal clear.
It is a dialed back version. It's pretty much what we always intuitively thought. It's like, do it good at the start and then like taper it off.
Nothing.
It's kind of what we always intuitively thought.
It's like that. The iPhone one is perfect. Do a really great hook. You can have some animation. Stop the scroll. Then just play full profile 9:16 the clip with good cuts and a little music.
Right. So
and do 3 of those a week.
I don't know what we're going to experiment with today, but it's going to be some version of, let's just make sure we get one great clip out today. I think that's sort of the goal. Maybe we would make it 2 to like
probably like today it's like, okay, make them look native to TikTok and Reels. Right. And then maybe, just focus on the hook, stop the scroll. Because I didn't want to stop on any of them, and we made all of those clips.
Right. So that's good. Good experiment there. In terms of what are we doing with these 20 animators? That was a big question this morning. How do we get everyone hired? A couple different ideas, and I want to talk about our little Ollie considerations as well. Because Ali Abdal, who maybe a couple podcasts back, we talked about, I think we talked about this, was having partnerships. Like that would be the way forward. We work with Ali Abdal. We do sort of squatter marketing, like free clips for Ali. He gets hooked on Clip, the platform. It's like, oh my God, everyone. He's already recommending people actually because he's seen.
Yeah, I was just going to look.
Our idea was just do free content for him and he's going to sell us because it's awesome and we're awesome. And it would be like, Ollie, just be honest with everyone. If you love Clipped, you love Nico, who you're working with, recommend us to your part-time YouTuber Academy folks, your students there.
And actually he does. He liked Nico so much, he wants to kind of double down, go harder with the style, make it cleaner, and use Nico to make YouTube shorts, which is on his main channel. That's with on his main channel,
2 million people? That's
3
insanity.
or 4, I think.
That's the ultimate compliment if you get main channeled.
Yeah, get main channeled.
2.6. That's crazy.
And so this morning, his guy, one of his recs, already reaches out. They want something, but he wants on-demand videos. He only needs someone part-time, and we know that most of the market needs that.
Right.
And so we're confronted with this.
Well, we're like, what does on-demand look like? And can that help us with this 20 animator problem, which is still weighing very heavily on us? We can talk about strategy, what ideas we have. Easy, Carol calling me. What strategy we have to figure that out in the next week and a half. But first, I thought like the beauty of us being creators ourselves with this podcast, with Henry's vlogs, with everything we do, we're like always making content. We're scratching our own itch. It's like, Belky, what would you pay to have a vlog done tomorrow? And it's just like, you just pay once, boom, you don't have to worry about hiring someone full-time, finding someone in the Philippines or wherever in the world to help you edit. You just one-time credit card payment, you get a vlog tomorrow. What would you pay? I don't mean this as necessarily a question right now. But originally, I think I proposed it to you.
This is such a beautiful, when you ask, what would you pay? This comes from your buddy Yuri, the marketer. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Make the things, like, don't even worry about the unit economics. Like, what's the no-brainer? It's like, I have a video, I had an idea, I had an excitement, I shot the thing. Now I want to get it edited. What would that be? It's like $100. That sounds like it's starting to get expensive for a day. Okay? So what's the no-brainer? Bring it right under that. And I think that's how you arrive at...
Well, originally I said I was going through the economics of like, if we had an animator do it, and it's got to be this thing where on-demand is more expensive than subscribing because otherwise everyone would just do on-demand instead of subscribing. So I'm like, $295 a day. But I'm like, that's really expensive. If I just had a vlog, I'm not going to pay $295 to get that out tomorrow. Like, I'll edit it myself. I'm like, all right, what about $195? Like, $195. I'm basically doing the opportunity cost in my head of like, would I edit it myself? Or would I pay someone to do it?
Man, by the way, this is how you've come up with all of our pricing over the last year. It might not be more complicated than that.
It's kind of different because there's a big question of what is the market we're going after? Like, what is that one persona? Before, it was always these either rich creators or companies. That was our persona. And I'm kind of thinking of it as Clipt corporate, like the big deal people. Here, we're starting to consider with, say, this partnership with Ali Abdaal and his part-time YouTuber Academy, having run-of-the-mill yans like us that don't have a ton of money. They spend $1,500 in a course, so they have some money and care about this to some degree. So they'll invest, but how much? And this is the consumer side. So now we're kind of in this weird middle ground, and we're trying to kind of hit both, because like subscription is really the corporate side, and then the on-demand is someone who just has a video here and there, and not a ton of money necessarily, which I don't know if we want to serve that market.
Also,
but
like
with this partnership, we will.
Going like consumer, that gets you into like the territory of zero profits, slim margins. That's like your loss leader, right? And we're like, well, the subscription side, the corporate side, that's like the business class on our plane, the Uber Black. Well, that funds everything else, at least in the short run.
I'm thinking, me personally, I'm like, I'll be a little bit PC, but I'm very frugal about a lot of well, not so much anymore, but relatively speaking, more frugal about my personal expenses. Like I love coupons and stuff still, versus the business Dylan. Business Dylan, I'm like, fucking send it, dude. Let's. You want that software? Let's do it. $1,000, $2,000. Let's fucking rip it. This contest, it's gonna cost us $30,000. Let's give it a go. What the fuck will happen?
Let's give it a go.
$30,000. That's all profit that we would have had.
Give it a go.
God, that's a lot of money. Could have had a website. Instead, we got techie doing it.
Right.
So there was this weird thing. We basically were like $95, but at the rates we have our premium, like our world-class editors, we currently pay them too much, where we would make zero margin if it was $95 in edit for us. But we know there are people, like we're paying probably 3x what a normal editor or animator, at least 2x, would cost. So like, if we just hire them, then the margins would make sense. But we can't do it with our current team because no one wants like the pay cut and everything.
And also our current team, they're not here to work on on-demand videos per project basis.
Right.
You know, like an Uber driver who just toggles on and accepts rides. They're the wrong people for that. They're agency editors. They're perfect for the subscription.
Why our transition was so difficult was because we tried to force people in a direction that they didn't sign up for. And granted, the direction is close enough where we're still all working together, but it was very close to being like, no, that's too much. You're pushing us over the edge.
Right.
Okay.
So I think now it was like clear this morning, and then we'll get out of here. It's like, sell the subscription. You have the kind of corporate side of the business class, the Uber Black of the business. However, we're never again going to hire people like this, because after we sell out this subscription thing, we want to go consumer. We want to go Uber X. We want to do on-demand stuff.
Well, we're just never going to have, like, this was a question last night. Do we put hire? Or like, we are hiring you to Clipt? No, we're certifying you. You come in and you apply, and it's like, you're certified. You are dope as an editor or animator. If we have work, we will let you know. But otherwise, consider us like if you need the agency that's a secure, nice, soft home, you're going to make less money, but you like the security, this isn't the place for you. But if you want like awesome job recommendations every now and again and you can sign up, that's what we are. So going forward, that's the expectation, whether it's on demand.
Well, and we should be at a point where like an Uber driver is, you turn on your driving, your meter, and you get a ride every single time. Hopefully they're back to back to back to back. And as long as you want to be editing, as long as you're turned on, we're getting you work. We'll get there right now.
So here's the big question that we got to answer before we wrap is, how do we make sure everyone has work? Because we still have 20 people that do not have work. Maybe 19, depending on what happens with Shaan here.
For context, that would be doubling our current customer base, which took us 8 months to build.
The funny thing this morning was, one I'll say before I forget, is I think it'll be easier now because it's so much more flexible. Whereas before, if you wanted to do like a 15-second video, you don't want to pay $1,000 for that. Now, 15 seconds, that'll take less time. And now I have more time during the week because I'm just hiring a full-time editor. But Fuck, I said that so I wouldn't forget the next thing, but I forget the next thing.
There he is. Hey, it happens, Pop.
All right, well, the point is, how do we make sure everyone's hired over the next week and a half? What ideas do you have, if any? I have a couple.
I didn't think, but I'll give you the anti that we talked about yesterday, which is like...
Oh, there's my point. Fuck you.
Boom!
My point was this morning, I was super in the gutter. I'm like, it sucks that we hired them under the impression that they'd be part of a company because now we feel this guilt of we have to find them someone versus a certified person. But you're like, Dylan, you're right. It's a lot of work, but also we're doubling the fucking company. As in, we're doubling the amount of money we make. It's
and
like, okay,
as a consequence, we become healthier, more stable, and have better forecasting.
Right. Like
we're less dependent on the 10 clients we have if we can double that. That's always been the case.
Yeah. I say money. I don't really care. Like, I'm living at home right now. I have zero expenses. My mom's even paying for my groceries, but I should be paying for them. But like, money's not the thing. It's more so security and like, oh, the bigger we are there, just the more wiggle room there is. But you said that, so I'm like, okay, let's just Elon Musk figure out a way to make it happen.
Get it done. And well, the funny thing is we have a bunch of qualified leads. We just have no idea how to close them because we've never been in this position. We've never actually had to sell.
I know.
So you hit up
like,
one.
Oh, you want something? I got it.
You hit up one. He's like, yeah, let me subscribe right now. We hit up Shaan. He's like, yeah, I got 2 projects. It's just like we don't know how to close. The only things we ever, and what's doubly hard is every time we've forced a sale upon someone, it falls apart because they weren't stoked on making content. And if you don't have that excitement, you're gonna fall off because it's hard.
Which is kind of a concern with Shaan, but it's funny. Like, we don't know how to close. Literally, you saw it on this. Our version of how to close is Henry sending, Shaan, didn't see your Clip subscription come through yet? ? That's our version of selling.
It gets back to building a story brand. Basically, like, people are busy and stupid, and confuse you lose. Everyone's just trying to survive. My point being, people just forget, and you need to be giving them like calls to action all the time.
Right.
All the time, you're giving them calls to action. Can we try now?
Well,
can we try now?
He was clearly invested
now
enough
can we try?
to screenshot our website and send an email. So like, he's on the hook. It's just time to reel, sort of thing. And you got.
And if he falls off, it's a matter of pinging him in 3 days.
Right.
And then in 7 days.
Why.
Now, is that a viable strategy? Like, if we have to keep doing that, will he make content? That remains.
He might unsubscribe in 2 weeks, but he has enough money and enough reason to create. Like, there's enough value to be added with these videos. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just pitch my little.
What
ideas.
are your ideas?
Mine,
by the way,
if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, mine are like, how have we ever sold? It was having one package, kind of 10 for 10. Maybe it's 10 for 20 now, and then maybe giving some form of free trial, because once you get into the magic of what we're doing, where you have this person on the other side of the globe that's 12 hours ahead that can actually edit things overnight, once you see that, even with my daily vlogs, it's like you can't go back. You definitely can't go back to editing yourself.
This was the metric that they used to measure. I think Superhumans. It's like a alternative to Gmail that makes you use it super fast. What they did was they're like, hey, how much? Say we took this away from you right now. How much would you pay to get it back? That's how they figured out pricing. Like, oh, I would pay you $20 a month to get it back. Oh, okay. That's probably where we should be. So it's sort of like, once they get the free trial and we take the person away, they're like, oh, no, I'd pay $1,000 to have this person a week. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we're probably in the wrong niche because we're working with like marketing teams and tech companies. But look at Ali, who used to be an editor, or the people in Part-Time YouTuber Academy. You think Ali wants to go back to editing his videos? They're probably putting out 20 pieces of content a day. Like, it's actually just not. He'd pay 10x whatever he's currently paying for that. It's his everything.
So that's a good idea. I think going to the people on our client list or interested list and being like, hey, here's our idea for the package that would work for you. and it'd take one animator that could do it. Kind of like pitch them the package, the strategy coming in, and being like, hey, if you want to do a free trial of this, we can. That's an option too. Doing some sort of like, we haven't done this before, but like, oh, crazy deal, promotion. Hey, you want a free editor for a week? Sign up at Clipt. And I don't know, we could figure
we can
out
just give everyone our 6-month pricing.
Something like that.
Which is 30% off it.
I don't really want to do that and find the people that just signed up. They're going to be like, oh, give me that pricing. Or like, why'd you force me to do this? I could have done weekly. I don't want that to backfire. But main ideas. Okay. I'll be really quick so we can get out of here. 1 hour Will Smith, one of our 10 Will Smith edits went out. And that's banging by Koi. That tracked back. I'm like, oh, why do we have suddenly 14,000, I don't know, it's like 12 to 14,000 followers on our Instagram because of that beautiful edit. Now I'm like, okay, we have over 10,000, which I didn't even realize because last time I checked it was 8,000. I'm like, oh, it almost doubled. We can now do these swipe up links. So I'm like, okay, we should have dope Instagram stories for the next 3 days, week, whatever it is. Maybe there's some like cutoff. Like for the next 72 hours, we're doing like a 50% discount or a 1 week free trial of Clipt for video editors. Just swipe up to get it or something. And then it's just easy. And we just blast stories for the next.
Hey, you're telling me the mobile site's got to work, huh?
You hearing responsibilities, techie. That's the first idea. I think that's a no-brainer. We've kind of tested it before, and it should work. Video ad. I think this is your specialty where you know how to story brand, you know how to tell something cool. Put out a 30-second video on Twitter or wherever.
Yeah.
My mom's getting home, so I'm like in different places. But just put it out. Be like, hey, you need a video editor? Here's how to get one or whatever. And then it's like, just shows the process quick and you get overnight edits. We sell it. We can script it, whatever. But that's something that we should probably do today. Have Koi work on it and we can start promoting it everywhere.
There's that. Yes, there's the organic one, which is Casey Neistat's monthly class is coming to a close. I had the idea to make I keep seeing these videos on YouTube that are getting organic
that's a lot better.
Search because they're like, I joined Casey Neistat's filmmaking school or class or whatever. And these people with, I can't think. What I'm trying to say is, right, you make a video. I took Casey Neistat's filmmaking class and I don't know how to edit videos.
That's a great hook. That's a great hook. You could do, I want to see you do TikToks. You're a good TikTok personality. Yeah, I think our niche is organic. Like I don't like when we're overly salesy. So that's cool. Or if we do sort of like a blitz of Casey Neistat, get him to retweet one of these videos.
Oh. Although in the class, he was saying, because his edits are so meticulous. He was saying why he has to edit them himself. I don't know if it'd be a conflict of interest.
No, here's what you say. You tell him he's wrong. Call him out. I took his class and it sucked. Here's why. Just like,
interesting.
No, it was actually really good, except he said you shouldn't.
It was really good.
I mean, realistically.
Dude, that's how have we done anything. It's a Twitter blitz. A Twitter.
Right.
I'm going to have an aneurysm. I'm going to have an aneurysm.
Can't reinvent the wheel.
There's a lot there. We just need a Casey retweet. We need a wait list. Or not. Is it the right demographic? All those people are going to want video editors. Hey, Casey, let me see how many followers he's got. Right? Let's do some quick public math. 20 clients is not that many. So Casey has 2 million followers. 10% of them are probably filmmakers. 200,000. 10% of that probably
how many are in the course
seriously.
Though? Those are Casey fans that would invest money.
Hey, I don't know. Well,
no, they don't.
No, they don't.
A couple hundred.
They don't say. But how many
Hey,
people
let's
saw
sell
his
Sam
monthly
Parr.
video?
What the fuck?
Okay, 45,000 people saw his. Okay, I can't do the public math, Pop. We can capture. We gotta capture him. How have we done anything? We gotta make a Casey Blitz. We gotta make a Casey Blitz.
Let's figure that out. I'd say that's probably top priority along with mobile friendly for today, because we have to have people signing up by the start of next week. Last idea is just we gotta get Naval and Alwyn.
I'll write it, Pop.
On.
Sorry. Okay. All right. It'll be writ. It'll be writ. There you go. Live on the air.
You'll see if this actually works. If we're able to hire double our company size in the next week and a half.
I need my studio, Pop. I need my studio. He's got to see the studio. Gardaloo.
Gardaloo.
It's just this.
I know, and here's my point is that's a 10 videos today sort of edit. Or is it like all...
Are you fucking me right now?
I know, dude. Is that the... He's got several that are like 200,000 views, just that.
Fucking... Absolutely fucking...